I played Tower Defense Simulator, except there's a twist. This is the limited time Cold Front crate, and for every game I can win, I get to open up one of these crates and earn an exclusive skin. But if I fail and lose the game, I also permanently lose one of the skins, keeping the respective crate unopened forever. This ended up being pretty heartbreaking. For this first crate, I just hopped on a Fallen game. I used the matchmaking system, leading into us placing accelerators and engineers, the best towers in the game, along with pretty much every supportive tower needed to buff our group. We strolled through the early game and steamrolled the later half, with the Fallen King boss being a lot less threatening than some of the other opponents I would come to face, meaning I earned my first win and could therefore open crate 1 out of 6, where I got Sniper. I actually do like this icy camouflaged aesthetic, but it was definitely not one of the skins I wanted most. So I got into the first proper game to try to better my luck. This run was definitely slower, as since we were on a new map, we also had to face the upgraded Fallen zombies. My teammate Sanchez placed a gold cowboy early, while the rest of us just kinda farmed, and hoped that someone else would do something. We were taking some minor damage, so I decided to disrupt my farming and get a gold pyromancer in wave 5, pairing nicely with cowboy. Continuing on, we got a pretty basic game plan going, harvesting money and beginning to set up our main DPS. I had brought Ranger to this game, and although I don't normally use this tower, I kinda like it. By wave 30, everyone had maxed farms, and now we just started to spam accelerators, which was virtually a cheat code for this mode, letting us reach the final wave, where with about 20 of them, we speed ran through the boss's health bar, earning another win and another crate, where I got Scout. Again, really not what I was hoping for. This guy's face is how I feel. Still, I hadn't yet lost any skins, so I decided to up the stakes and join a pizza party game. In retrospect, a horrible idea. We had a party of only 3 players, an inherently bad omen, but I figured this was probably the easiest extra mode, so maybe a trio win was possible. I farmed, Monkey got scouts, and Aloe got a gold pyromancer. The first trouble spawned in wave 10 with the scout boss, bulky but still manageable. I got an accelerator in wave 13, then trying to balance both upgrading my farms and the hardcore tower. However, I started to get really worried around wave 18. Without a 4th player, we were struggling even this early. We got some more accelerators and my teammates even placed engineers, but still it could hardly be said that we were doing well. Commander's Call of Arms was vital as we barely killed the second mini-boss in Shotgunner, yet that buff was not omnipotent. In the following waves, things started to go very poorly, as the Massive Breakers blazed a deep path. One wave later, the Shadow Boss spawned, sneaking past our main towers, and despite some last second placements from me and Monkey, it wasn't enough, which meant I didn't open a crate, and in respect to this challenge, I will permanently leave this crate unopened, deleting one of these 4 skins from my inventory. But with 3 chances left, I was still hoping for one of the legendary skins. I particularly liked Sledger, although the accelerator skin is also very nice, which I actually ended up seeing again in the next game, on Badlands 2. This is where the challenge took a turn, and things became incredibly stressful. This map has 3 paths, and 3 times the zombies, being especially challenging for the early game, so I felt Gold Scout was a good pick here. Not the strongest tower by any means, but very easily spammable and rocking the new skin. Kakasha and V-Selen also defended early, while we placed faith in Guy to farm for something hopefully good. These first waves were slow, and I just alternated between farms and scouts as we ran down the wave timers. Thanks to his farming, Guy placed an accelerator by wave 13, which helped greatly against the hiddens and took some pressure off. I got a gold mini down, had a bit of an argument with my teammate, and placed an accelerator heading into wave 20. Symptoms of what would occur later started to show, with massive clumps of zombies reaching the midpoint of the map. So I complemented the main DJ with one by the western path, and bulked up the defense there a bit. Wave 30 spawns 3 tanks, which I would argue is a bit excessive, yet surprisingly we got them all, thanks to a massive amount of accelerators. However, things did not get much easier from there. On the following waves, the sheer amount of zombies started to overwhelm us, creeping closer and closer. By wave 34, they had nearly reached the end of the path, and it looked like disaster had struck as Kakasha left the game, but luckily he quickly used the rejoin feature, restoring some hope, but only a small amount, because this was what we were dealing with. I would estimate about 50 zombies at the very end of the path. Guy spammed Commander's Call of Arms buff, but with the sheer numbers, the zombies actually didn't kill us. Despite literally reaching inside the mineshaft, we got the tightest clutch possible, surviving by like 1 cowboy worth of damage. I begged V-selling to place some more wardens, and I sold my farms to focus on placing DPS. Although the following waves were tough, no zombies got as close as they had in wave 35, and we reached the final wave, keeping my hopes for the crate alive. The gunslinger boss spawned alongside his cavalry, using a minigun to stun our towers from the main path as the cavalry approached from the sides. As the wave continued, we slowly got rid of the supportive zombies, but the cavalry were more bulky, and we damaged them gradually in tandem with the boss. I moved 2 accelerators as he reached the road's final split, and somehow, we managed to take him down. I'd won another crate, this time through the barest possible margin, hoping for either Sledger or Excel here. No, dude, what? Why is my luck so bad? I don't want medic. I unboxed the Stranded Medic. Although I was disappointed, I do think it is probably the 3rd best skin of the crate, being for a tower that is both usable and not burdened with like 20 other skins, which is why I really didn't want Commander, as I headed into the penultimate game, where I played an almost exact repeat of game 1. Same map, same game mode, same team size, same super strong towers. We paralleled that original run by, again, melting the Fallen King quickly, letting me get the second to last possible crate. Why? Oh, are you serious? This is horrible. And I got Commander, so I loaded onto Polluted Wastelands, the hardest special mode in the game. If I could get this win, I would at least be able to get one of the 2 legendary skins. And with a teammate like Pro Fortnite Gamer, recently, I mean, how could we lose? For the early game, a single cowboy and 2 engineers worked well enough, as Fry farmed for what I hoped was Accelerator. We weren't exactly crushing the basic zombies, but for how long this map is, I was content to slow roll the early game. Fry did end up placing an Accelerator in time for the first boss, and with my team defending, I focused on getting some level 3 farms. With a couple more accelerators, we reached wave 22, where the amalgamation spawns. Sledger proved to be slightly helpful. I brought it with me to manifest, and eventually we did just end up killing it. Those same towers were very helpful for wave 28 with the rushers. I've lost a lot of runs to these guys, but Sledger's freezing effect was helpful, giving the accelerators more time to lock on and melt down their health. It wasn't the cleanest, but we survived. I ended up selling my farms 3 waves early since I just didn't need the money, and it was a slow process to churn through the waves of beefy zombies. But finally we did reach the last wave, where the nuclear monster boss spawned, with 1.5 million health. Keeping with the map's aesthetic, he spawns a buffer of toxic guardians. After taking them down, we began to focus on the main threat. We had over 20 accelerators, 12 engineers, and 10 rangers, but there was one problem. We had no medic. None of us had the option to prepare beforehand, and this lack of support came back to haunt us, as the boss stunned our towers over and over and over. Still, with the sheer power of our hardcore towers, we kept lowering his health, 1,000,000, 800,000, 600,000, until on the final loop he was down to 1/3 of his health. I knew it would be incredibly close. I moved a few of my towers, but other than that there wasn't a lot more I could do, and with painstaking lethargy, he entered our base, having less than 100,000 health remaining, ending the run. To come so close, only to lose by such a slim margin, was a pretty bad feeling. Still, in the end, I did at least get 2/3 of the skins. Please subscribe, and maybe drop a like for the 2 skins I ended up sacrificing. This video took so many hours to make, so I would appreciate it.